All right, we're back. What's up, everybody? It is February 16th. Hey, Jasper, welcome. Right at the beginning, let's go. It is 3 o'clock, so I'm starting now. It's an early stream because it is Tuesday. And then I'm wearing my Ride and Roster shirt, my Scout Scoop shirt, because I'll be recording an episode of the podcast tonight with those guys. So that's going to be very exciting. That's a little bit after this, so that's why the stream is so early today. But we have a Kings game. I tweeted about it. It's the Atlanta Kings, and we're playing in Philadelphia. So we'll take a look at those Phillies real quick. Their starter is Cody Hall. He's a right-hander. Doesn't get too far up there. It's about 93 for the four-seam. I did look at this before I jumped on. But here's his windup. Not too bad. It is lucky then. Yeah, it's good. I'm glad you're watching, Jasper. Hall goes four-seam, changeup, curveball, and a cutter. And then actually, Jasper, if you're curious too, there will be, I'm not sure how much you care about my roster versus watching me play, but there will be another stream tonight by a guy who's using my roster, and he's playing as the Montreal Expos. Go ahead and learn some stuff there. But four-seam, change up there. It seems like he's got decent control overall. Yeah, it's just not as much on the curveball. There it is, Cody Hall. I'll look at their injuries real fast. Jordan English is hurt. He's their top pitching prospect. And then Chuck Logan's a starting catcher. He's out. And I think that was it. I did look through this before. Yeah, they don't have anybody else who's in the majors who's injured. And I like Storm Rollins a lot. I'd like to play against him. He's one of those kind of throwback guys, speed guy, good defense. Good fundamentals kind of ball player, Storm Rollins. But we'll bounce right into this one. It'll be the Atlanta Kings at the Philadelphia Phillies. I'm going to pick their uniforms, actually. I like the cream ones, but I think it's a night game. So we'll just have them wear the regular ones. And we have no uniform choice. That's one thing I like in future versions is if we get an alternate jersey for relocated teams. That'd be deal. I got Philip Fermaniac going, and Hall's a right-hander. I'm not going to mess with this lineup then. You guys know how much I like Ari Salazar. What's up, Cole? Thanks for the sub. Love it. Thank you so much. Glad to have you here. I saw the retweet. Thanks for that as well. I'm not as big of a fan of Luke Jordan, so let's bounce him out for Salazar. Because, again, I love Salazar in the lineup. Bet him eighth and just hope for the best. And I'm going to actually play him at third, and then Getz will play second because that's his primary. Again, early stream today. I will be appearing on the Ride and Rosters podcast. It's called Down in the Dugout. We're recording tonight, and I'm not sure when it'll be up, but you can find it on Spotify. It'll definitely be on my Twitter once we get to that point. But recording tonight, it's very exciting. I cannot wait.
We are under the bright lights tonight as MLB Network welcomes you to this presentation
So go big screen.
of Major League Baseball.
There we go. Just the one game for me then today, this afternoon.
And the Philadelphia Phillies. It's baseball on MLB Network.
Playing Philadelphia. I should be back again. I'm not entirely sure which day. Probably Thursday is going to be the next one. But I'll tweet about that again.
Hall is on the mound for game 2. Dan, any thoughts?
Hey, this guy pitched really well in his last outing, only allowing one run. If he brings that kind of stuff to the ballpark, he has a chance to pitch another gem in this one.
So there's Hall.
Into the box, J.C. Ray. And we are set for baseball here this evening.
The center fielder.
So here's Ray. We're just getting started here in Philadelphia. It's a little nicer here in Milwaukee. Of course, you guys know I live in Milwaukee. It's about 15 degrees today. And I'm saying, yeah, that's nicer than before because we've been around zero the last, 10 days or so, week to 10 days. So we'll take that. And yes, I'm always going to talk about the weather because I'll eventually watch these streams and it'll be baseball season. And I'll be really happy that it's decent out in Milwaukee instead of it being, again, 15 degrees today.
Here's the 1-1 delivery.
So, yeah, hopefully it gets better sooner, obviously. But again, just getting started here in Philadelphia, the virtual Philadelphia Phillies, of course, Bacon's fictional Phillies.
Lofted in the air out
Nothing there for Ray.
White has the best view of this one, so he'll take it for the first out.
Here's the lineup.
And with that, here's a look at the visitors' starting lineup. Dero, tell us about this lineup as they try to force a rubber match in the series.
Franklin's average is still at just 222. Ugh, okay.
We were expecting some offensive firepower, especially in this yard. It's
The 14th in stolen bases. Yeah, I don't really care too much for stolen bases when I play the game. And then the personnel I have isn't super great for stealing bases either. I traded away one of the main guys. That's why can't I think of the name of the guy now? The Lee, the right fielder, Jung-hee Lee.
And here's a fastball called for strike one. Gets.
I did see that actually, Cole. Yeah, that's great. I'm glad that you guys got some snow. We still got some today. It's just not as cold. So that's a big plus. Yeah, no, I don't want it back. I told my girlfriend about a month ago, I was like, I'm really done with winter. And she's like, you know, it's January, right? It's never going to end. But really, though, yeah, you think it's done. In the Midwest, it's always been like this. You think it's done in, like, March. And then it's decent for a little while. And then you just get the one last snowstorm in the middle of April, and you're like, why does this happen? But I'm sure something will be like that, or it'll be something like that this year as well. I'm hoping not, obviously. I'd rather have it be nice from today forward or tomorrow forward, but that's not realistic for southern Wisconsin. So here's Chase Parker. There's a curveball. Again, I don't think he has much of a feel for the curveball. It's more of a four-seam and changeup mix from Hall. And he'll throw cutters, and I'm just not hitting it here. Through one half very quickly. I think that was just 10 pitches, right? 10 or 11. Yeah, no, I saw the videos too. Yeah, you guys don't know how to scrape snow off your cars, apparently. I find that hilarious as well. So that's something that we do more often than we should as well here. But no, you guys should be thankful then you get regular weather, or more regular weather more of the time, I guess. But we don't get super hot in Milwaukee either. We might get to 100 for maybe a week or 2 weeks or so in the summer, but that's about it. Like, we'll never get too much more above that. And that's on like the hotter summers too. I mean, it's consistently 90s when it's nice.
Our visiting team as they take the field after a scoreless top half. They enter this one off a loss after winning 5.
Yeah, I'll take it for now. There we go. Quick out right there. J.C. Ray glides over to it. I love him defensively. I won't stop talking about how good he is on defense. That was Richardson batting. Then they got Rojas and Smith. I had Rojas in my Blackjacks franchise. And then Leandro White is the right fielder. I also had him on that franchise. I like him a lot. Veteran, great defender. I think he's a diamond defender. And then he hits really well against left-handers, a switch hitter. Veteran outfielder, Leandro White. They say Leandro in game. I saw it more as Leandro.
Wind up and the 0-1. Behind 0-2 now. Bases are empty. One man.
And here Rojas is better against lefties too. I think he's got maxed out contact against left-handers.
And he looks at a ball. 1-2.
For Maniac's decent. He's not the greatest pitcher, and we're kind of in like a rebuild almost here with the Kings, more so with the Spiders, but neither one of these teams are really built to compete right now. Yeah, Cole, no, I'm underwhelmed as well. The video today was interesting. I think we're going to talk about that on the podcast tonight, but I wasn't really a fan of how they don't really talk about things in the videos. Like it's 90 seconds, I get that, so you don't have like the time to like get into it. But there's no substance. Like, we get like a couple screenshots of a couple like random things that they're talking about, and that's it. It's like I need a little bit more to get me to pre-order at least.
Yeah, we always talk about how
I'm still not sure what direction I want to go in for that. It still sounds like the game on the PS4 and the PS5 are going to be different. What's up, Moosey? Welcome, buddy. I just gave up a home run to start this one. Talking about the trailer, or if you want to call it a trailer, the video with the puppets that they're putting out on the show. Again, yeah, I'm underwhelmed by it too, Cole. I don't think you're being a downer. I think you're being a little more realistic, and that's perfectly all right. But from what I saw, the player models didn't look too different. Again, it was only captured on a PS4, so I think that's what makes me think the two games are going to be separate. Like they're going to be two different games. But again, that's also speculation. Really hoping for new player models. If it means that, like, my roster's dead, I want new player models. Yeah, no, I feel that, of course. They're marketing. I mean, I'm part of the younger generation as well, so they're not entirely like not marketing to me, but it's more like centered towards a younger generation, and like I'm guessing there are more teenagers or whatever and younger that are able to play the game and like are more into Diamond Dynasty because of how streamlined, how simplified it is. But there's so many hardcore baseball fans that enjoy the show for its simulation capabilities and like our roster replication capabilities. Not just my roster, but classic rosters, all-time rosters, the full minors roster even. Like it's just a nice roster tool as well. And there's so many people who enjoy the game for that, as well as the people who enjoy it for Diamond Dynasty. And those are the people you need to be pushing towards. Because you're going to lose those people if you take away all the stuff that they really enjoy from the game. And I'm still, like I said, I'm still 50-50 on if I'll buy it or what. So
Snow on second, White at first, 2 out in the inning. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
This is a huge pitch right here. I don't think he wants to go 3-2.
But then they also released the information about how logos will transfer from year to year. So that makes me optimistic that something else can still transfer. If individual players that I have in the vault can transfer, that'd be fantastic. But I don't know. We will see. Again, it's all the waiting game for the next 58 days, 59 days, whatever it is. I should get that counter in the corner then too. I've seen a couple other streamers that have done that, where it says like how many days, minutes, hours, and everything before the show 21 drops.
He was hitless in the shutout last night.
Who's Mason Franklin? I got 4, 5, and 6 coming up.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
Nope, at the ball.
The 1-0 home. Smoke toward third.
Oh, come on now. I swear, Franklin hits the ball hard all the time. And it's consistently at somebody. Like, I'll hit line drives to the left fielder. That's it's a ground ball, so you don't expect too much, but it's hard hit. So, just got to hit it somewhere else. This Fujita.
And he's a strong candidate for Rookie of the Year honors if he can avoid a collapse.
Again, thanks for being with me today.
It's been a great first
It's February 16th. This is Bacon's Fictional franchise. I am Bacon96. You can find the roster I'm using in the vault by searching Bacon. Bacon Stream roster. It's the latest of my fictional rosters that I put up. And again, speculating on if the game will come out next year, or not the game, if the game will allow us to move players next year or not. It's going to be the guessing game I play for the next 2 months. So.
And that's exactly what the righty-on-righty matchup presents itself. A 2-seamer in, a 4-seamer that leaks out.
But of course, excited for real baseball. Camps are opening this week. I believe the Brewers have a game next week, right? Is that true? I haven't gotten a chance to look at their broadcast schedule yet. I usually don't pay too much attention to spring training, just like you know, the main articles and
Now the pitch.
whatever else is coming out of MLB.com, but not too much in general for spring training.
Count 1-0.
And then once we get into opening day, I'm all in for 6 months.
That's ball 2.
So yeah, I agree, Moosey. Do you have a PlayStation 5?
No surprise here.
You are waiting for a PlayStation 5. Okay, yeah.
Certainly not going to let this guy.
Yeah, they haven't shown any yet. The trailer from today, or trailer, whatever you want to call it, from today was recorded on a PlayStation 4. Or the PlayStation 4 version on a PlayStation 5 is what they said.
Well, they were
But
obviously pitching
I'm in the same boat. I don't have a 5 yet, and I might not even buy it. I don't know. I'm really not sure. We'll see.
Make somebody else beat you.
Into the box now, Jorge Aguilera, and we'll see if they.
Yeah, Cole. I mean, it's worth waiting too. I mean, if you don't want it or don't need it even on the 16th, then don't bother with it. This is a great baseball game as well. You'll still have my roster on day 1, and you don't have to worry about where the real Major League Baseball season is. You know. Yeah, no one blames you if you take a year off or just a few months, whatever it may be. Oh yeah, I agree with that too, Cole. It looks so good on the PlayStation 5 from what I've seen too.
Line drive to center field.
And that's going to get caught. Nothing doing here. Lucy, you're a Pirates fan. That's great. They are not going to be good. So yeah, I'm glad that you have my rosters then too, because the Pirates are decent here. They're usually the better team in the NL Central. Yeah, again, it's going to be a little while before we see major franchise changes. And again, I'm confused about the direction too. Like, are they combining March to October franchise? Is that the plan? Are they doing it now or are they doing it later? Like, because again, there's so many hardcore baseball fans that want to control everything, myself included. And then you have all the casual fans who want, you know, to be in the World Series tomorrow. Like, and you're not going to please everybody. So I get March to October for them, and I get franchise for us, where we get like the slow burn, the grind of the season. And there's no point really combining the two in my mind, unless you just don't have the resources, which they shouldn't. From what I heard, they were hiring people, and then of course their sales are going to go way up because you have a whole nother console to sell to. So I mean, I know it's going to take more money to produce it, but if you're making money off of it, then I mean, I don't understand how you could say you don't have the resources now if you sell to double the market than what you were selling to before. That's what I don't get. Cole, I wouldn't be surprised either. That's when I was done with Madden. Madden 13 was the first one where they stopped like the traditional franchise that they'd had before then. And I haven't spent serious time on Madden since Madden 12, and I don't regret that. I've played it here and there, but once you take out franchise for me, I'm done, especially with Madden, because it's already streamlined. It's only 16 games in a season. You can get through that pretty quickly. Yeah, and yeah, the video today was all about March to October, which also concerns me. They should have franchise be a higher priority than March to October.
But a cold strike as that caught the outside. And he fouls this one off. The 1-2. Swing and a miss got him reaching. Up with it, Parker. And the throw to first.
See, and I'd be more into March to October if they allowed us to use custom rosters, especially here now. Like, if this game dies, like once the servers are down, there's no connection to DD anymore. Like, if I'm playing this 5 years down the road and they didn't connect the servers anymore, why can't I just use my own roster or any roster in a March to October? I'm not going to get rewards for anything. I don't get that.
First pitch of the at-bat.
Yeah, I'm in agreement there, Cole. It's going to be copy and paste, especially the PS4 version. Again, that's what I keep hearing, is that it's going to be a very similar game, and then hopefully the PlayStation 5 one will be a jump forward.
with one away, we'll bring you a look at the current division standings, and you can see these guys have
Yeah, and then Cole, yeah, of course, my main game is the show as well. So it's very concerning if they take away the main things that I play in the main game that I play.
So here now is the pitcher, Philip for Maniac.
Yeah, see, that's what I think too, Moosey, is that they just don't have more to add on, like rotating schedules or what were the other big ones? Like a 6-man rotation. There were a couple other like big features that they said they just couldn't add on, or Stadium Creator. They just couldn't add on to the PlayStation 4, so they had to wait for the 5 to come out before they could really, you know, take it to that next level. So I'm really hoping that that's the case.
Off-speed pitch in the dirt as he takes it for a ball.
Yeah, and then yeah, March to October should just entirely be like, let me make it customizable. Like I'm okay with it then, and then take away my DD rewards because I don't care. If I'm playing as the Atlanta Kings here or the Atlanta Braves, if you're not going to let me, you know, change anything, then I don't want Atlanta Braves rewards anyways.
Fielded cleanly in time to first, and there are 2 away. Stepping in and ready for another shot.
That's what I just don't get as well. Like, why does it have to be tied to DD? There's no point in doing that.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
Oh, I entirely agree. Yeah, it needs to borrow from each other. And then, from what it sounds like, though, they're just going to combine the 2. But it's like, yeah, when they first put in March to October, I was like, why can't you just make franchise really good then? Why can't you just put those resources towards franchise? And then give us, you know, DD rewards from a franchise if you want. I know that can be exploited, and then people are going to be like, oh, don't do this, or whatever. But then, remove the rewards then.
So nothing happening this time around.
Because it doesn't need to be, I don't care about what level I'm on either. The top left corner here, I'm in a franchise game. It doesn't matter what level I'm on. I'm not playing anybody online here. Or my stub count. I don't need to see my stub count nonstop either. I'm really sounding like the get off my lawn old man kind of talk here. But I don't care about my stubs unless I'm in DD. Like you didn't need to make the game like that. Plus, it'd be cool if you play like, if you grind like franchise for, you know what, a week or so. I don't know if that's a grind exactly, but then you go into Diamond Dynasty and it turns out, hey, you got like 10K more stubs than you thought you had. Like, that'd be cool. But I just don't need to see it nonstop, is the thing. Come on now. Maniac with a real slow curveball.
Good take there.
Nice fastball. Where did that miss? Are you kidding? Okay. Wow! And now he's... Wait, what? What is this? Okay. I don't like it. I don't have a long reliever available either. Because Dunning's my main long man, and he's tired. That was weird. Do I use a starter then? I guess I could use Woodward for a few innings. That was weird. He didn't get hit in the head or anything. What's up, crazy coach? Welcome, buddy. Hey, here's Woodward. Hey, Jerron. Didn't miss too much. I gave up a home run in the first, and then my starter just left with an injury. I haven't been hitting too much. We did talk about the trailer that was put out this morning. And just complaining about March to October in general, yeah. But yeah, I get that too. If you add features to March to October, I'm sure there will be a few more people who buy it. I still think the sales for this year are going to be the most they've ever had. Simply because you're doubling the market size. Like, really basically. Like, there's no way that there's a year of the show that beats out this year. Especially with how much video games have been, you know, involved in people's lives since the pandemic started, a year ago.
Is over to his right as he puts this one away, 2 down.
Yeah, I don't know. I had this one idea, Drawn, about how we could get. I borrowed this from the podcast, from the Riding Rosters podcast. They were talking about like a season pass kind of thing, where it's like you could possibly get, I'd want the game every year, and then rosters keep updating consistently. Right, you're right, Coach. But rosters keep updating, okay, and it's the same like base game, but then they keep adding stuff to it. So every year, like I'll give like a subscription essentially. I'll give you $60, and then you give me updated rosters and update the entirety of the game, as much or as little as you need to, rather than me buying a new physical disc every single year. I just have the same game downloaded, and it just slowly improves, and it's just MLB The Show. It's not MLB The Show 21 or 22 or anything. And then you just keep getting the money from in-game purchases and the resubbing of being able to use the game. And it can be broken down, like I could pay for it monthly, so I could just own the show for baseball season, and then you don't have access to the game the rest of the way, something like that. Because the games are all transferring more to just being on the system instead of just being discs. Like it's all going to the system. So just make it a straight-up subscription. Then they get hardcore fans who like want to play the game all the time would pay a little more because they'd have to pay for more months, kind of thing.
But you look at his first pitch strike percentage, less than 40%. That's going to be something he's going to need to clean up moving forward.
I don't know. Again, that's a random idea that I was tossing around and heard from a few other people in the community, but it makes some sense. There's a ball inside. Right, yeah, and the biggest thing is like you want to be driven by the numbers, and you got to like put out a new product because the league wants them to. Like I'm pretty sure they're like in the license they have to release a version every year. Or I think that was Madden's thing. Like that's why they can't do it differently though. But yeah, Coach, I don't know. I'm 50-50 on it because like it wouldn't like. What am I trying to say? Like, it wouldn't force them to, like, make improvements on a yearly basis. It would instead be just to keep improving this one product, if that makes sense. And again, I'm not sure if I'd be into it or not. It's just an idea that I had at one point. Exactly, Jerron. Yeah, it would completely fix it. Right. Yeah, no, you wouldn't lose, like, your PlayStation 3 games kind of thing. Yeah, but you're right, Coach. Because, like, if I want to, like, jump on to MLB 17 to check something, I don't want to have to pay $5 for a whole, month or a year, whatever the price would be, to be able to do that. I have the disc, so I can just put it in my system right now. So, yeah. But again, just throwing an idea out there. More that than anything else here.
Nobody out, runner on first.
Yeah, and then you're right, Crazy. Yeah, or Coach, or I don't know which one you prefer. Crazy Coach. Yeah, you'd lose the game then once the servers are down. So yeah, I'm against it in that way as well. But yeah, just something I was thinking about in the shower. And yeah, I appreciate you just making the conversation. That's why I brought it up as well. I wanted you guys to talk about it. I wanted to talk about it myself.
And this one's in the dirt, but it won't skip away far enough for the
right, yeah, Jerron, exactly what I mean.
And the payoff pitch fouled off.
It would update like the rosters. So on MLB 21, you'd have the new rosters on 22. Like that would be what part of the subscription would be. That was ball club. Yeah, again, I'm not sure if I like that idea exactly. Oh, let's go! I like this idea. Oh, a second tag too. I finally get one with Chase Parker. I think that was my second home run with him. It's a walk and a home run to take the lead. Again, just throwing an idea out there.
As they take the lead, it's 2-1.
And Coach, yeah, I agree. So my PlayStation 4 actually.
Just an absolutely amazing home run there.
You're right, Duran. I do need an air horn for the home runs. I need to get like a soundboard. That's what I need. And yeah, that was a shot. 429, 22.7 exit or launch angle. I mean, beautiful, big homer there. But yeah, so my PlayStation 4, my disk drive is actually broken. So I've been going only digital since that happened because I didn't want to buy a new PlayStation 4 because I was assuming I'd buy a PlayStation 5 when it came out. Didn't do that because obviously, you guys know what happened with the PlayStation 5. And so I'm working towards that. But all the games I have and all the games I'm able to play are just, digital. So I'm concerned about losing these as well, like 18, 19, 20, any non-MLB The Show game that I have. I only have digital right now. So again, I'd lose that if I lost my PSN. I'd lose a lot of it if I lost my PSN. And so the idea of like things going digital and me losing them is terrifying for me as well. So I'm not sure how I feel about the subscription. Again, it's just an idea I threw out. And yeah, if you guys know like a good website for a soundboard, I'm all in on that. I'll get an air horn for that, so for home runs, or find a euchre call that I like, something like that. Bob Euchre would be a fantastic home run call for me here too. But yeah, Coach, for me it's 100% digital right now. So again, I am terrified of losing my stuff.
First pitch change up here, too far inside. It's 1-0.
Here's Fujita. Got a 2-0 count. This one's got to be a 4-seam, right?
Boy, his pitch count has really spiked here in this inning. He's up to over 50 already.
Oh yeah, crazy for sure. And see, I was always like too young. My mom wouldn't let me go to the store at midnight to buy the show, so I had to wait until the next day, and I had to wait until after school was done too because it came out on Tuesdays. It still does come out on Tuesdays, but I'd have to go through the entire day of school and then guilt her into driving me to the store. So I never got the game at midnight until it was digital.
Bradley Riddle, he drew a walk his first time up.
But yeah, having it downloaded, being able to play right at midnight, that's the best part about the digital downloads for sure, is getting it that second, spending that first night, going through what you want to go through. I usually play like one quick game with the Brewers just to see the squad, look at everybody's faces.
Than he did the first time when he faced him and issued a walk. Coming right after him here.
0-2 is a fastball that misses inside. 1-2 now.
Love the high heater right there to raise the hitter's sights. Let's see
if
he buries something in the dirt right here.
Yeah, not for me, Coach. I work in the service industry. I think a few of you guys know that. I'm also a college student. So if I get it on Friday, actually, I'm probably going to have less time to play it over the weekend than I would if I started on a Tuesday, because I'm going to be busy with work Friday, Saturday, most of Sunday. This is another home run. Beautiful! Let's get that home run call in. What's up, Jake? Thanks for that. This is my my Scout Scoops Riding Rosters t-shirt from the man himself. But yeah, there it is, Bradley Riddle with a big home run. Yeah, again, if anyone has like a soundboard app or a soundboard website recommendation, then I'll head in that direction. But I will be Googling it at some point just to get something else going, so we get an air horn or Bob Euchre call or something for the home runs. There are some free ones. Okay, cool. Yeah, again, I'm not going to do that on stream now, but it'll be something I think about for the next one. And then I'll have to remember to hit it too. But yeah, big home run. That's 2 of them this inning. Yeah, I like that, Jake. So for my followers now, if you follow me on stream, it'll do a little air horn. It's like a bam, 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 bam. So I'm pretty happy with that. Again, I don't get followers consistently on stream though. Otherwise, that'd be really cool or really annoying if you guys don't like the air horn.
Well, I think he just kind of lost focus on the mound right there.
But,
it's clearly not going.
I think it'd be cool for home runs too. I'm never gonna hit like 5 or 6 in a game, so it wouldn't get too annoying.
The 2-1 home is an off-speed pitch.
There we go.
For a ball.
Throwing a lot of changeups. And that's what I expected. That's his primary off-speed pitch. Oh, and that's a fastball right by me. Are you still playing on the show, Jake? No, I haven't seen you stream too much recently.
3 runs already home here.
And that was ball 4. Oh well, we get 3 in the inning. Yeah, Jake, we got 80 followers now. I think I got 2 pretty recently. Yeah, consistently getting people watching at least. That's what we want. Yeah, and if you're streaming when I am, or after I'm done streaming, I'll do a raid. I'm gonna look to raid people in general after I'm done streaming. I did that on Monday. On Monday? No, that was Sunday when I streamed. Thanks, Moosey. Appreciate that sub, buddy. Thank you. Need an air horn for that too. That's even bigger than a home run.
Surprised he didn't offer at it.
Ripped down the first base line.
But yeah, so on Sunday I did a stream while the Daytona 500 was in rain delay, and then I raided Armor and Sword. Talked to him, talked in his chat for a little while. He was playing a special edition roster. I'm not sure which one he was doing. He has so many, older ones, but yeah, but I'm planning on doing raids consistently after our streams are concluded. Is what the point of that was.
And he tries for the backhand reach at third, but he gets by the glove down the line.
You're at the All-Star break already, Jake. Okay, so you're not playing on stream as much. You're just playing offline, or like offline. Definitely worth looking at trades again. They need to expand it so we get more than 3 players in a trade, and that's ridiculous. I traded who did I trade? What's the name of the guy? Why can't I think of him? I traded my center fielder, my star center fielder, on the Spiders for just 3 players, and it's ridiculous that you can only get 3 players back in any trade. I don't know why I can't think of his name.
The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a ball sliced foul into the seat.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense there, Jake. That's why you're so far.
Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its
yeah, this franchise have only been playing on stream. That's a home run. Okay. DeMarcus Upton with the home run. I do not like that.
A 2-run blast to straightaway right.
Now, Paul Keys is the name of the guy on the Spiders that I traded. I can't believe that I blanked there. One of the better outfielders in Bacon's fictional roster, Paul Keys. But there's a home run from DeMarcus Upton, also a switch-hitting center fielder. He plays more in the corners, a lot of first base, too, if they need him to. DeMarcus Upton. Just a beautiful home run right there. He's having a good year, too. He's over 300. Just the 7 home runs, that's his 8th, so he's more of a reserve role, I'm guessing. Yeah, Jerron, I did trade Keys, yeah. That's who it is. Paul Keys. I traded him for Max Taylor. I got Max Taylor from the Reds, and then I got their A shortstop. I believe it's Jesse Davis, and then I got a starting pitcher who's close to the majors. But yeah, I kind of started selling with the Spiders, and they're not doing great. They had a really bad August. We're in, what is the date? I believe it's August 22nd today for this Kings game.
Ball 3. 3-2 now. And a pitch down that swung on and sent to second base. And
There we go. There's the second out.
So digging in now, Nathan Bird, 0 for 1 for him here in this one.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'd even put him in right, actually. I think he's more of a right fielder.
Here's the first pitch to him.
But nonetheless, yeah, he's one of the better outfielders in the entire roster. Paul Keys. He's a free agent after year 1, so that was the thought of trading him. Is that I'm giving up 2 months of him, and I could get 3 players back, and I got 3 pretty good players back. But yeah, when thinking about trades, I still think you should have more of a return if you want it. If I want a lot of low-end prospects, if I want just to fill my minors, get like 8 guys back for 1, why can't I do that?
Every other hitter in the lineup is hitting in front of you, except the pitcher.
Cody Hall is at the plate now as he looks at strike 1.
Who's Cody Hall? He's the pitcher for the Phillies today. He had 3 good innings, and then he gave up 3 runs in the 4th.
Behind 0-2 now.
Decent hitting pitcher, not great.
Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch.
What great relief from Woodward. He's one of my starters, and I got him in relief here. Exactly, yeah. If I move Yelich, why do I have to only get 3 players back?
We played 4. We're tied
like,
now
yeah, same kind of thing. Yeah, and then cash too, Moosey. I completely agree. I'm not sure if you guys played MLB Slugfest at all, but you could do that. I believe you could trade up to 15 players in a trade. Like 1 player for 15 guys back. And then throw cash in there too. Like, that game came out 15 years ago. How come we can't do that now? So I'm at the bottom of the order. I'm going to think about a new pitcher here. It's the top of theirs. So I'm going to probably do, it's just the 5th though. It's going to have to be Betancourt then. I can't really put in my best arm right now. The bullpen's going to be at a negative here to start the second half of this game.
He's set and the pitch.
Right, Coach, yeah. I'm hoping that's the case. I really hope you're right. But again, they could do it on a PlayStation 2 on MLB Slugfest.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. A bouncer to the left side. He's right there.
Oh, don't get me started on Madden, Jake. I don't want to talk about how much better Maddens were, 10 to 15 years ago. I'm legitimately, I don't want to talk about that. It's frustrating. Because if they have the aesthetics of the new Maddens with the franchise mode of anything before 2011, I'd play that more than the show. Honestly, I like football enough where that would be the perfect game. So Madden is really frustrating. We're not talking about that.
He's set. Here's the 0-1. He looked like a caveman swinging a club on that one. It's 0-2 now.
Right, Jake. Yeah. See, at least that's a different franchise though. Like it's that was MVP 05, not the show 05 or MLB 05, whatever they called it at the time. So that's more okay that it was a different like developers features. But Madden has always been EA, and it's stupid that they took stuff away.
The 1-2 fouled away.
As a Rocco with a decent at-bat here. Keep swinging at all the bad stuff, though. That's the problem. There we go. No. That's not going to get passed up then. Okay. I agree, yeah. I just think there should be more competition. I don't think any league, if they want their video game to be good, just don't have an exclusive contract like that. I want to see 2K do football. I want to see 2K do baseball.
Stride to the plate for this AB, trying to chop wood. Not in today's
give us options. Give me the opportunity to play what I think is the best game. If there's only one game getting played, I'm going to play the best game. But not everyone's going to be happy about it. So, but again, I'm very pleased with the show 20 at this time. On the fence about 21. And very upset that I'm going to lose this franchise, possibly lose this roster with the new game.
Hey guys, I like the execution.
Nice knock there for J.C. Ray. He's a singles machine, this dude. I'll take that. I'd rather have him on base than not. Of course. Next up, Bobby Getz. One of my favorite bats on this Kings team.
Now to the plate, Bobby Getz. As he'll take a called strike here on a borderline pitch at strike one.
See, exactly. That's how I feel too, Moosey. But yeah, Coach, I agree. Of the games that have been out in the last 5 to 10 years, the best ones are all MLB The Show. They've all been better than Madden.
He jumps ahead here 0-2.
2 takes and now he's down 0-2. I'm not sure, but
you traded for him. Okay, good. See, I wouldn't trade away J.C. Ray. Love him on defense too.
Working for the punch out and the offering.
See, Toronto might be doing the same thing.
On first, 2 away,
if they don't move to 21. I'm still thinking, pure speculation, I'm thinking that the PlayStation 4 version might have players, able to move players over. But I'm going to sound ridiculous in a month when they say that you can't move anything over. So. Oh, come on now. See, Coach, I think they have more issues online than they do offline. Like, there's a couple things in franchise that are wrong, and there's a few things I want to edit, like, in general. But for the most part, it's a good simulation.
Go after the cut fastball, 2-2.
Wow, that was a close pitch on 1-2. The count's now on 2-2, but boy, that one very.
Look at that. That was in the same spot as when I swung at.
Really close pitch.
What does he go to here? Back to the slurve? He just threw a cutter for a ball.
As a look, now the pitch.
Oh, no, it's a changeup.
Another pitch fouled off and heading for the seats, and he's just fighting to stay alive here. Still 2-2. From the belt, the pitch.
Oh, there's the slurve. That's going to drop. I'm not going to risk it there. I'd rather have Parker up. Appreciate it, Jake. Thank you for the resub. Thank you very much. We need an air horn for that. Seriously, because that's more exciting to me than hitting home runs here. I'm just trying to have a good time.
To the plate now, Chase Parker.
Speaking of home runs.
To right center.
Oh.
Richardson is going to have room out there as he puts this away to retire the side.
Moosey, that would be a deal. That would literally be best case. Because if I can only... I have enough people following on PlayStation 4 where if I only was able to put this back out on MLB The Show 21 on PlayStation 4, I'm okay with that. And then, of course, for PlayStation 5, if I can start a new one on 21 and then transfer it to PlayStation 5 moving forward, again, I'm okay with that. I don't love it. It's going to be more work for me, but it's better than it dying, in 2 months. Coach, I believe that the game is different online than it is offline. I think that's the common belief for the people who play both. It just operates different. Then the personalities of people who play offline are different than the personalities of people who play online. That's always going to be the case.
Line to the left side, but this is a foul ball.
Yeah, and then the teams are it's too dense in DD. Like it's too easy to get really good teams. Like I don't play Diamond Dynasty too much, but again, like I have options at every position and good options at every position. And that shouldn't be the case unless you're grinding like that. Yeah, the different play styles actually concerns me. It's going to be, am I going to be able to play offline and then play, competitive, but then feel like, I don't know, feel like ratings matter. I guess, I don't know, you're going to have to play it before I decide if I like it or not, I guess. But the general consensus of that also seems that it's more concerning because it's going to turn out that there's only one that I really like using, and then the other two are useless. And then you're just going to be like, oh, why didn't they only have simulation or competitive or whatever, which one you pick?
And this will miss down low in the dirt.
But yeah, simulation would be the one for me of the three that they've given
You can
information
certainly
about so
tell
far.
at-bats like this one frustrate the heck out of a pitcher. You gotta
Oh,
find
come
a way to
on.
stay composed and execute your plan.
See, I feel like the people who want perfect to be a home run every time
Guy giving in. Here's the
don't
next
understand how baseball works, or didn't play baseball growing up, or whatever, you know, because you can do everything perfect in baseball, and it's a line drive to the center fielder, or it's a, you know, or the shortstop's just positioned in a good spot, and it's a line drive right to him, or the ballpark is just massive, and it's a fly ball to your right fielder in the corner, something like that. Like, you could do everything perfect, you do everything right, and then it still isn't out. And that's the case in Major League Baseball. It's the case at youth baseball. Like, I don't know why it would be any different in the video game. And Whit Merrifield's a great example there too, because Whit Merrifield shouldn't be hitting, you know, consistent home runs like that. Like, he should get one every once in a while. There should be contact swing home runs. There should be somewhere like the wind carries it out. There should be somewhere like you just get lucky on certain pitches. But every single perfect being a home run makes absolutely no sense.
Runner aboard at first with nobody out in a 3-3.
Yeah, that's the best part about the hitting in MLB 20 is that perfect's in there. It's OP, but it's not like game breaking. And that's why it works so effectively offline, because you hear the crack of the bat and you're like, that was a perfect shot. It felt good when I was hitting it, and it just turned out to be, you know, a line drive to my center, or to their center fielder. Whatever it may be.
Now another 0-2.
But I love perfect. I'm a big fan of it.
Down the left field line, and that gets down and ought to be good for extra bases.
Rojas is killing me. That's a double right there. There's no way they signed him there.
Okay. Second and third to start the inning.
And he obviously didn't let last night.
I never played NBA Jam actually. So what do you mean by that, Moosey?
I'm sure he's feeling a lot better about the way he's going right now.
Yeah, definitely need the feedback. That's the one thing for me. Just always tell me what I did wrong, how to improve it.
Ball and no strikes. A hit and 2 tries for him so far.
And yeah, the beauty of the game, it's a round bat, round ball, lots of strange things happen, lots of things you don't expect to happen.
High and deep down the left field line.
Yeah, I agree, Jake. I think that the new pitching mechanic that they're adding is going to be another layer to that. And then they're going to add perfect. So it's perfect, perfect location, and then perfect meter or whatever. Like, that was good. It should be perfect when I hit it perfect like that.
Where the offensive player just needs to do his job.
Whatever it may be.
Take inventory, infield back, get you a ground ball somewhere in the infield, preferably off the corners.
Oh yeah, like Slugfest then, like what Jake said. Yeah. So Jam is the NBA version of Slugfest for MLB. Very arcadey, very overpowered at times. Some players not making any sense in their movements. Yeah.
Swing and a miss on the fastball, and that's the first out.
Yeah, fantastic baseball game. I gotta say, it's not the show. It's not something that has the same replayability as the show, I don't think. But it's fun if you're just sitting on the couch with somebody. That's for sure. Yeah, Jerron, you're never gonna get rid of the roll of the dice. That's so the point of the ratings is that it's loaded dice, and you're not. I don't know if this is the best analogy, but again, like, you're not always going to get the best outcome. You're just going to have a better chance at having the best outcome, and that's the point of like higher ratings. It's not guaranteed best outcome. It's a better chance of best outcome. Yeah, NFL Blitz too. That's a good one.
Slider, and he can't pull the trigger. 2 strikes.
Boy, I love the way he's competing.
Yeah, Coach, it's the best sim of all sports games. It feels the best. You can't like speed up a baseball game like this, so it's good. It fits well with the people who enjoy baseball. I think it's a great simulation of the game.
Everyone in the ballpark knows what the pitcher's intentions are in this situation. Great job.
Wasn't Fielder on the cover of the Bigs? Is that what you're thinking of, Jake?
1-2, here it comes.
Yeah, and then with the NFL, I think I'd want more of like
Props to the hitter
hardcore
right there,
simulation
leading off
again.
with a guy on third.
Even if you lose a bit on gameplay,
You have to get a pitch you can
like,
drive.
I don't know if, what is it, the Doug Flutie game, I don't think that's a good one necessarily, but
Hit high in the air out toward left center.
at least like give me more depth.
Catch is made deep in the alley,
It's
and
easily
here comes
gonna
the
score a
runner
run.
from third. And the go-ahead runs in to score.
Yeah, John, exactly. The randomness is intentional. It's just you have a better chance to get the best outcome. That's what the ratings mean. It means you have a. That's why they've been. I mean, at least in the 0 to 99 scale, it's what it always was for the 99 to 100. Like 100 would be guaranteed, I guess, in the minds of some people, but it never gets to 100. Was it Slugfest, Jake? Someone Google that.
Looking to keep this a one-run game. The pitch.
But
And he gets ahead here with the fastball. Strike one.
oh, they're not. That's right. You're right, Crazy. I forgot about that.
And that's up
Yeah,
to
because
the
Madden
zone.
has the exclusive contract for a simulation NFL game. Forgot.
This guy just pounding the ball in the strike zone. He certainly has
Yep.
the advantage now.
That's
This guy
upsetting,
hasn't even
too, 'cause
swung the bat yet.
Madden is not a sim. Madden is very far from a sim.
That time, but a good eye. 1-2. Skied in the
There we
air
go.
to
Just a
straight
one
away.
run. Oh, I grinded through that.
Trying to put this one away, and that ends the inning. Phillies will have to be content with just the one. 5 innings complete. The Phillies lead it 4-3.
I gotta Google it actually, Jake. I want to know. Because Prince Fielder was on the cover of some video
About to get
game.
started, and here comes the first baseman, Mason Franklin.
Mason Franklin.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, it was the Bigs. There it is. Prince Fielder on the Bigs too.
Now here's the pitch. And watch the slurve that falls in for strike one. Right-hander starts to loosen out in the bullpen now.
Yeah, Duran, maybe they market it as like a as an arcade game, and then it turns out to be more sim than Madden is. I like that.
Fastball, and he's
But
quickly
and yeah, crazy of
0-2.
course. Competition over monopoly for the consumer, 100%. I don't want lots of competition. I mean, I want like 2 to 3
Fastball
options.
swung on.
Give me something for my kid. I don't have a kid, but something for a kid. Give me something for a hardcore, and then give me something right in the middle. And the show should be leaning more towards hardcore than in the middle. Yep, that'll be the Bigs too. They were fun, yeah. I just rebought the original Bigs actually for my PlayStation 2. Found it at a thrift store. That was fantastic. I'll see Moosey, and Prince Fielder was always on the show when I was introduced to baseball. Being as young as I am, I'm sorry. So it was Braun and Fielder, and I always mashed more with Fielder than Braun.
Swung on and missed there. It's 1-1.
Yeah, I really hope he's in 21. That'd be fantastic. I'd like to see a lot more Legends. If they're going to go in the direction of just improving Legends and improving the online content, like actually give me a bunch of guys. Give me 2000s Legends. Like, that's what I care about. Guys like Fielder especially.
Trying to pick things up where we left off. Bradley Riddle.
Ron, I feel the same way. Why are linebackers so athletic in Madden? I get it. Like, everyone's athletic. They shouldn't be jumping like they are. They shouldn't be able to, see as well as they are, like kind of thing. The older Maddens play so much better. And then franchise is so good. It's just, you can't get over the aesthetics or the fact that the rosters aren't up to date. Like, Madden really took a dive in the last, let's say, 10 years.
The 1-0.
Curve has been going down a little longer than that, though. Sure, Crazy. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Again, like, yeah, the show leans towards hardcores, and then it's trying to get away from that. And that's, again, what we don't like.
Didn't miss by much there, but it's just a bit high.
You think 08, Jake? I liked 09 a lot, actually. That's probably the one I put the most time into, was Madden 09. Didn't play that as much as 08 and 07.
The 3-1.
Was 07 the last one? Okay. with Tony Bruno. What a great show too. Can you believe? Like I was just listening to like random excerpts of it on YouTube. The Tony Bruno show was the best part of Madden franchise. Like the fact that they got that much content into a franchise mode that people didn't even care about was fantastic. And now we're looking back at it, it's like, why can't Madden do half of that now? It's because all their resources are in the online modes. Like the yard? What's the yard? What's the point of that?
High in the air and drifting out to shallow center. Madison onto the grass. He gets there to make the catch. And
so you got me talking about Madden now. I didn't want to rant about Madden today. Yeah, back to what you said, Crazy. The show definitely leans towards hardcore, and then I'd agree, yeah, RBI is more for kids, but the show is trying to go more towards the middle than it is trying to go towards the hardcores.
The last at bat, Matty B, we heard this guy's a good
I don't have anyone up in the bullpen today. Okay. I'm down a run now, so we can think about different options. Let's do Clover Cole, too. Just going to roll with Betancourt again.
And here's one that misses to the leadoff man in the inning. The number 6
oh, the yard? Yeah.
Lineup. It's ball 1.
Yeah, my brother is, how old is he? This is bad that I don't know. My brother's 16, and he plays a little more online on 2K and a lot more Madden than I do. And he doesn't exactly like the yard either. And he's like the person that I feel like it's marketed towards. And it's not good. It's glitchy. It's just dumb. Exactly, Jerron. Yeah, when you try to be right in the middle, you suffer. That's why you want the competition, because RBI is defined as like the one that's more for kids, and then the show is more for the hardcores, like the people who consistently pay attention to every single thing that's happening in baseball. And it's okay. We're obviously going to get the people who only care about their teams and really care about the sport in general. And you're going to lose some of the kids, and that's okay. Because you can't please everyone. You're not going to. It's not how this works. Great play there by Riddle.
So striding in, Nathan Bird. He singled his last time up.
Yeah, guys, everyone knows he's been slumping.
This is Bird, the catcher. A fantastic catcher, I should add. Got one of the more open stances in all of my roster and all of MLB The Show. I think I opened it up even more for him, too. This is, I can't think of the name of the guy. His name was Moya. It's either like Gabrielle or Steven. Is it Steven Moya? But he was like a right fielder for the Tigers. And he legitimately stood like this, where his foot was almost completely out of the batter's box. So Bird's doing the same thing here. Just completely, took that stance, obviously. That's one thing I'd like to see expanded too in the next couple versions is give us more options with the batting stance creator, because it like stops at his head. Like obviously I don't want to put the bat through the guy's head, but like let me be a little more creative with it within your ranges here.
Well, tried to throw a high fastball right by him there.
Yeah, see, and I don't know, Crazy. Like, so I kind of learned baseball through the show, because you can only watch baseball when baseball's on. Especially as a kid, like I'm not trying to find like baseball games regularly, but it's easy with the show. You just put the disc in, turn it on, everything. And so I learned the game through the game. And I'm hooked on the sport of baseball more than I am on the show itself, because I'd say like I care more about the sport than I do about the video game, and I always will. Because once I'm done with video games, which I don't know if that's going to be a thing or whatever it may be, but like I'm still going to have love for the game, and I can go to a baseball game and I love the game. It's not like I have to be playing the show to enjoy the sport. So I get like getting people at a younger age, but there's other routes in. Yeah, me too, Jake. Just learned so much from the show. Learn about players. It's fun digging into old games then, too, and being like, oh, Shoot, I forgot he was on the White Sox or whatever it may be.
De Los Santos will come on to pitch now as he'll move into the 8th spot in the lineup on the double switch here.
Yeah.
DJ Owens.
Because for the most part, like, the players that I know about are just Brewers. Like, anything before 2005 is only Brewers history, and I'm learning so much from, you know, reading Baseball Reference, downloading these old rosters, or talking to people, watching the MLB Network. But for the most part, like, what I learned through the show was just what was happening currently. I'm going to do Cobra Cole here next inning. I'll leave May. He'll be ready.
Here comes the first pitch.
Oh, of course, Moosey. Yeah, I love baseball. I love going to games, and there's no dead time at baseball games. Major League Baseball games, watch the umpire when there's nothing else going on. There's so much, like, people watching just in general, or I just enjoy. It's hard to articulate, but I enjoy all of baseball, especially at the stadium. It's so good in person.
Now the 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed, and that's strike 2.
It's becoming more and more common in today's
I can't think of much, Coach. Not much off the top of my head, at least.
Close to 100 miles per hour, but it's
I guess season mode is the biggest thing for a lot of people, especially being able to play customized length of seasons is the biggest thing there. But other than that, I can't think of like a major. There's no Tony Bruno-esque feature that was taken out of the show. Yeah, in fact, they added a radio show, and it's kind of terrible.
Against right-handed pitching.
Took a little off, and it's in for a called strike 1.
We're in the 7th, just down 1 run here.
1 count. Here it comes. A great job.
I can't aim with Salazar. Their bullpen's been fantastic. Been talking about a lot about Madden, about old games. Not much about the roster today. That's perfectly all right. I just want to have a conversation more than anything else. This is a good game, Moosey. Yeah, I'd like it if I was getting a little more offense, but that might come next inning once I get back to the top of the order. Kind of a pinch hitter here. I'm going to do Jordan. I don't love him, but he's got the best attributes in this situation. Yeah. Yeah, this might be somebody who I bounce off. Yeah, Coach, I agree with that. I'd like to see all the analysts as legends. That's a really basic thing, I think. But then, like, give me a lot more of the personalities, like, outside of the game. Like the MLB Network personalities. Like they have Heidi already. I know Plesac still does work there, and so does D-Row, of course. But give me more of the personalities. Give me more people who are on MLB Network if you want to have that pairing kind of thing. And then it really gives them like another, like, you know, opportunity to advertise for their own network kind of thing. And this is MLB The Show. It's great that it's got that little MLB Network logo there and it says it all over the place, but like, give me more audio in terms of it too. If you really want to go that route.
Numbers certainly aren't that pretty, but hey, I give him credit. He's really working the count right here.
And it's 2 balls and
Jake, you mean with my roster, or you mean in baseball all time? Because I'm a big Barry Bonds guy. I'd be Barry Bonds in real life. That's what I'd want in the bases loaded bottom of the 7th World Series. Or bottom of the 9th World Series. Yeah, I want nothing to do with Heidi. For my roster, then, yeah, Jake. We were talking about Paul Keys earlier. That's the first name that comes to mind. Probably Michael Mayfield. Hey, Jerron, you know I don't like Heidi in the game, but I like her in real life, all right? She just needs some improvements in the game. Talking about virtual Heidi Wadney, not real Heidi Wadney. This is a big at-bat here. That's great from Jordan. I wasn't paying attention at the time, and I still got to walk. Fourth Moosey, yeah. That's really what I focus on is the details of every individual player and having everybody be good at something. And then, yeah, of course, I mean, you have to have... Every player has flaws, and every player has like really good things about them in real life and in the show. And I just felt like the show didn't emulate that as well as they could, so I just did it with a fictional roster instead. And I don't have like scouting reports readily available of every single real life minor leaguer, so I can't do the same sort of roster as what Ryden puts out. But I could do that with a fictional roster, and I could, you know, put a lot of emphasis on certain ratings the way that I did with fictional players. So thank you. I'm glad you noticed the little details in the minor leagues, because that's something I had to put a lot of effort into, was making it so the minor leagues were different. Each player turns into something different. You don't just have 40 home run guys all the time. You know, there's guys who will steal bases in the minors. There's pitchers who will strike out the world, stuff like that. So, of course. And yeah, Mayfield is probably the best right-handed hitter on the roster. He's probably the best right-handed hitter against right-handed pitching in the roster as well, if that makes any sense. And then Rex West is fantastic too. Rex West was on my my Blackjacks franchise I mentioned earlier. First baseman, 300 average, 40 home runs. Big time bat. He's on the Mets by default, Rex West. Exactly, Jerron. See, and you don't have like the same kind of like overpowering attributes. Like there's a few players that really pop out in the minors, but it's not the same kind of thing as like, you know, a 90 in the majors versus a 65 in the majors is like a big gap. But in the minors, like I always had guys between 50 and 65, maybe 70. So it's a lot more competitive in the minors, if that makes sense. So when guys have like big attributes, like big contact left, like he turns into a great player there, just because he's, you know, so good at that one specific thing. Talking about just the minor leagues, of course. Yeah, Moosey, thanks a lot. Yeah, Cobra Cole is one of my favorite names on the entire roster, too. Glad to have him here. Thanks for mentioning him, because I did not. Coach, if you're just talking about playing games individually, I got into, before I started this one, I was in June of my second season with the Blackjacks franchise. That was a full 30-team rebrand. And then I did a fantasy draft with my roster. And I did that pretty much throughout the spring and summer, and then probably until about Christmas this year, and then I stopped it, and then started really thinking about streaming this franchise at that point. So that's the furthest I've gotten, was 9 months, or a year and 3 months, I guess is a better way to say that. And then draft classes, yeah, I wish we could edit our own draft classes, because I need more players to edit, of course. But yeah, I'll just face is just, you know, they're just more players, more fictional players. You just can't take them out of or put them into new franchises. I mean, but I can edit them. They can have them be whatever they want. You can do the same. Obviously, I would do that. I usually nerf their potential a little bit, just so my guys come up a little faster than the drafted guys do. I would always suggest doing that too. If you want to see like the depth that I've developed in the minor leagues, like, when you're doing a franchise, like I would adjust your draft class guys for every single draftee, just so they don't get rushed to the majors any faster than my prospects that I made. Not much. I would do. You can do stamina for starting pitchers. I don't like how the game does that, where you can't. You don't really get stamina. You don't get more stamina as a pitcher progresses in age. But that would be one that I would adjust. Would be stamina. I've talked about that with a few different people on OS as well. It's very frustrating because that's not an attribute that should go down as a player gets older. It should be a bell curve. Because you should get better at it, and then you should eventually peak and then come back down. Just like pretty much any other attribute in the game except for speed. Big knock from Bobby Getz too. Love it. Yeah, Jake. So many possibilities if that's the case. And then actually, I'll mention this. I've thought about this as well. I know you guys don't like the live roster as much. That's why you're here. That's why a lot of you guys are watching, I'm guessing. But what I'd like to do is have a version of my roster that is just in draft classes, if we can edit custom draft classes. And then you'd get my fictional players as your draft options when you're running like a real franchise, if that makes sense. So, you know, I'm the Brewers. I got Christian Yelich, and then I can draft Michael McCoy, who's a Brewer in the roster and then have him come up kind of thing, and I have Michael McCoy and Christian Yelich on the same Brewer team. Yeah, see, that would be really cool. But again, like, you'd have to take a few years for it to develop. And then the players, obviously, I've already accepted the players are going to be different in 21 than they have been in 20. But you get the same kind of general profile of the players, and then it'll eventually turn into my fictional roster instead of you having the live roster, and you might have, like, a few stragglers. You'll have, like, a Mike Trout here, or you'll have, oh, this gets through, let's go. You'll have, trying to react to the game and talk. But you'd have, you know, some guys like Rafael Devers looks like he's going to play for a long time. So you'll have him mixed in with a few other Red Sox that are in my fictional roster or whatever team. Oh, it'd be so many classes too. It'd be way too many layers. The game wants me to pinch run here. I'm thinking about it. I think what I'd want to do is pinch run for Getz. Does it even make sense? There's nobody out. Yeah, I'll run for Parker because he has no speed. I'll put in Dominguez there because I'm not going to bat with him. It's perfectly all right then.
Come on now and pinch run here.
Yeah, and Jake, yeah, again, I'm probably going to have to recreate everybody anyway, so if we have custom draft classes, it just makes sense for me to do it there. And then it really impacts franchise a lot, which would be enough for me.
Here comes the first pitch.
Sorry, Moosey, restarting a regular Pirates franchise. Oh, so you've been pulling players from my roster and putting it into your own. Okay. Fantastic, yeah. I like that. That's a nice hybrid concept that I've heard of as well. Bobby Getz and David Getz are not related. Just like there's no COVID in this in Bacon's fictional roster. There was never COVID. All of 2020 went as planned. That's great to hear, Jake. Yeah, I'm trying to get a few people together to help me recreate players if that has to be the case. I have a few people in mind already. And so if anyone else is interested in that, let me know. Send me a message here or on OS or Twitter, whatever it may be, and then put a team together to hopefully get a new roster out as fast as I can. Thanks a lot, still. Yeah, I hope you like Rex West as much as I do. Slugging first baseman for those Mets. A lot of good players on the Mets too. I like Mendoza, the right fielder. Jake, how many sets of siblings? I probably have 3 or 4. I don't know exactly. There's twins. There's 2 pitchers in the Phillies and the Orioles. What's his name? Blue. It's Max and Tanner Blue. Those are brothers. The second basemans in Oakland and San Francisco are brothers. There's the Floyds. And oh my goodness, what a tank! Yo, Jerron, where's the air horn? Oh my goodness! What a blast! Oh. So then, Stilt, if you play against the Braves, this is the team you're taking on right here. Is my Kings. But oh my goodness, what a bomb! Can you seriously? That's the best part about the home run cam too, is when it shoots up like that. Oh, that was beautiful. Wow, what a clutch home run in the 8th inning to a big home run from Mason Franklin. That was nuts. Coach, I'll usually start in spring training and then I'll simulate it day by day. It depends on what I want to do, level of control. But I like to at least handpick my opening day roster, and then not this one, but a lot of other franchises I've run, I'll control every single thing going forward. I'll quick manage minor league games. I'll play every single game. This one's streamlined because I just want to, dip my toes in the streaming community and get you guys to put eyes on it. And then just so I can talk it, of course. Talk about ideas, talk about what I'm doing. But yeah, for the most part, yeah, I'd like to have as much control as possible. So I'll start in spring training, play maybe one game, and simulate the rest. Pick my opening day roster on that.
The 1-2.
Gotta think about the bullpen now. It's the 8th inning. I want Young. Yes, so May has been up and moving around all game, and he's not going to get in. So we just took the lead here in the 8th. A big home run. I still can't believe it. We have nobody out still. The pinch runner was a moot point, too. I'm going to have to put in a new catcher, even though I scored there. That was great. There's Riddle next. Riddle mashes against left-handers. He's going to be good. Already has a home run today, or tonight. And right past Vegeta. Yeah, quick managing minor league games helps you control, you know, if you want stolen bases or if you want to pay attention to bullpen usage or starter usage even. Like, it makes a lot of sense. And then you can, like, familiarize yourself with the minor leagues. So, yeah, that's why I like to quick manage minor league games. So yeah, I'm all for that. And yeah, you can definitely steal that idea. Steal any of my ideas.
It's gone, and it's a foul ball. Here's the 0-1. That misses wide. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Oh.
1-2.
It's not easy to get your barrel to a pitch that high.
I know I'm up 2 runs. I still want to add on, though.
As long as he keeps
Don't love that. Speaking of high fastballs like that. Sometimes I will. If I'm quick managing, then yeah, you have more opportunities, obviously. But yeah, it depends. Not too much in the minors. I don't, you know, the minors are solely for developmental purposes. So I'm not as worried about winning necessarily. I just want good results for my prospects. So I don't care as much about, you know, overall team success when I'm doing that quick managing. I'm just making sure that certain players perform the way that I want them to, or that they should. Again, didn't do that in this franchise. That's my normal operations.
First pitch coming. Here it is.
Inside, ball 1.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out.
I do think it's fun to do a player lock, though. If you have like a top prospect that you haven't seen much, or a guy you just drafted, do a player lock on in the minors for a little bit. It's like a fun little road to the show experience.
Lofted in the air out toward right center. White is there, and he'll make the catch to retire the side.
So here's Mason Franklin and the 3-run home run that helped us take the lead.
Bottom of the 8th coming up.
Fantastic.
Lead this one 6-4.
Jake, there's so many. I don't know about guys who get overlooked exactly, because I'm not sure what everyone's perception is on most players. But in general, I would just say don't pay as much attention to overalls. Pay attention to individual attributes, guys that you like, or certain attributes that you like, I mean. So for like pitchers, it's always K per 9 for me. This guy's got one in the 90s. Love that. So like consider individual attributes before you really think about, you know, overalls. And build up those attributes you like. For me, it's always vision and contact, and then I like reaction a lot more than fielding, but I'm okay with either one. But always look at just individual attributes. Don't pay too much attention to overalls. They're inflated by morale, and then they're changed. They're different for every position and everything. And then some guys are just really bad at things that don't matter, like discipline. So discipline's a sim stat. And sim stat means that it has no impact on your actual gameplay if you're using that player. So that's the same for walks per 9 and discipline. If I'm playing a game and I'm pitching with Nathan Stevenson and his walk per 9 is 78, it doesn't matter what his walk per 9 is. That's an attribute that means absolutely nothing to the actual mechanics of the game. And it's the same thing here, Brandon Smith. If I was batting with Brandon Smith here of the Phillies, his 99 discipline would mean nothing to my overall like hitting experience. It's different when you're pitching to him, but that 99, it could be a 0, and instead he's an 80 overall instead of an 89, and that there's no difference between the player there. So always pay attention to certain attributes like that. There's just I did that on purpose a few times just to throw people off too. Super high disciplines and stuff like that. They are accounted for in quick managing though, yeah. That's only if you're playing the game. So if you're doing the grind of 162 and you only want to pay attention to specific attributes, like I said, then you can do that, but it still will have its holes if you're simulating or if you're quick managing.
That evens it up 1-1.
That's again like when I talk to people about like custom leagues or like looking for online players in general too. Like it doesn't matter what their discipline is. Or I think base running aggressiveness is another one. That one doesn't matter at all unless you're controlling the player, or if you're controlling the player, it doesn't matter. I know there's a couple other, I just can't think of them. What a pitch right there from Clark Young. This dude is by far our best bullpen arm. Very good. And I like him more in the 8th inning kind of role. I know that's a little odd, but
runs a bit inside for a ball.
Course crazy, yeah. Thanks for chatting with me. Got a lot in the comments today, so that was great. Love seeing that.
This will wind up a foul ball. 2-2. Good eye to lay off.
And of course, yeah, I'm gonna try to keep doing this same work, and MLB 21 if they allow it. I mean, if they don't allow it, I'm still gonna try.
One out, nobody on.
Hopefully, I don't have to do as much work as I think I'm gonna have to. Really missed my spot there. Here's Leandro White, 2 hits.
As the switch hitter will take his cuts left-handed here. First delivery to him on the way.
That was a pretty good fastball after he walked the hitter previous. There was a little angry on that heater.
Oh, of course, yeah. Thanks a lot, Muzi. Glad to have you in the chat as well.
Swinging strike, and now it's 0-2. Runner at first here,
and again, I'm always available for questions. If you have anything you're wondering about the roster, send me a DM on Twitter or on OS or comment here. What's up, Raider? Welcome, buddy. You starting your Orioles franchise yet? You keep talking about it.
Oh, and he can't catch up to the fastball as he
big strikeout there.
Well, we'll see a lot of these power arms coming out of the bullpen in these days, but it doesn't make it any less impressive to me. I love watching guys come in and blow smoke right by guys.
Excuse me. Here is Clark Young.
Stepping in now, DeMarcus Upton.
To DeMarcus Upton. He hit the big home run earlier. Yep. 307. On base is at 433, so his OPS is 976. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he is having a good year. It's got to be mostly off the bench, too. Yeah, he only has 47 hits. So it's definitely off the bench. We are in August, and he looks at strike 3. A quick inning from Clark Young. He's fantastic out of my bullpen.
Now the skipper's on his way out toward the home plate area, and I believe that means we're going to have a double switch here.
Bacon O's or Astros. Okay. Raider, I'm still leaning towards the O's then. If it's between those two. Plus the Orioles, I think I gave them a lot of firepower, and I don't hear too much from the community about how much better the Orioles are than they are in real life. But yeah, that'd be a fun one though. They have one of the better second basemen in all of Bacon's fictional roster. That's T.J. Reed Jr. They have the middle Alexander brother. That's Ty Alexander. And then power at both corners, left field and right field. Big time power for both. So yeah, of course. The TJ and Ty actually rated.
Coming out of the bullpen in this one, if he can keep
Yeah, take a look at their roster. Pitching's decent too. I like the veteran that I added to in the Bacon Stream roster. If you don't have that one, definitely use that one. That's the latest release.
1-2 now as that one's fouled off.
Look like he's taking a heater right there.
Moosey is just little circles of bacon. I love it.
1-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3.
You get the paperwork going, and I'll be on it.
The strikeout there.
Make my own cereal.
You can really force hitters to expand their zone and protect. And when they're in that mode, getting them to go after a pitch they can't do much with becomes a lot easier.
Ben here in the top of the
And
ninth.
now, Derek Foster as he rips it.
I haven't said it in a while, but I am Bacon96. This is Bacon's fictional franchise. If you're here, it's probably not by accident.
So the lineup flips over and digging in, J.C. Ray. He's 1 for 4 for the game.
Done and done. Thanks a lot, Moosey. My new business partner, Moosey02. Thanks a lot.
Here it comes. Breaking ball that time that misses.
Yeah, I'll tweet about Bacon O's very soon. You'll see them on shelves at all the local grocery stores. There's J.C. Ray again. Love to get a knock here.
The 1-0.
Just to keep the inning going. Bobby Getz hits much better against left-handers. And then I get the power after that. So it'd be fantastic just to keep adding on here if that is the case. Nope. 2-0 fastball in. Ooh, it's going to be an infield single because Snow couldn't handle it. Snow is a fantastic third baseman, too. He was modeled lightly off of Nolan Arenado. I get that question here and there, too. Is like, which kind of guys are based off, or who's this guy based off of in real life? And his closest comp is Nolan Arenado. So, not playing in Colorado, of course, but still... Really great hitter against left-handers, very clutch hitter, and then a good defensive third baseman. That's Colt Snow, the Canadian third baseman, Colt Snow.
So now to the plate, Bobby Getz. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1.
It gets 2 knocks, and then he's scored 2 runs. I think he has a walk as well. Right? Is that correct? I don't know. I'll check after the game. I'm pretty sure he has a walk too. Here's ball 2.
Slider well off the plate, an easy take there.
This is why I love having athleticism and speed on your team. You can tell.
So which player would I put on the front of that cereal box then? Is it like a Wheaties situation where it like rotates, or do I get just one spokesperson? Or should it be me? I don't know if I have the face for a cereal box.
Set now the pitch.
Ah, nothing here. That's just great.
Is there, and that ends the inning.
Here we go. It's going to be Nathan Stevenson. I mean, you're right, Moosey, but again, this wouldn't look good on cardboard. Oh, or Christopher Schwabenland. There you go. That's a good one, too. The guy who I mentioned now and have mentioned for the last month, but isn't even on the team anymore. I love it. Dude, mashed for me, too. I shouldn't have traded him. Christopher Schwabenland, first baseman for the Indians. You're really close on the spelling. I believe it's Schwabenland. So you're just missing an N after the E. But I got the point. Again, he'd look better on the box than I would. That's right, 3 outs left. He's got the closer in. Stevenson's fantastic, so I love his high release point. Just the slider looks so much better out of his hand because it darts down instead of over. And that's a beautiful pitch on the corner. Jerron, say that works too, but you can't say Sacramento. You can't say Sacramento because it's not in the audio bank. I hate it. Number 52. But I wish we could send Sony requests for last names in in the audio bank because I have so many that I just want to add for the sake of this roster. Have him say Sacramento. Why can't Matt Vasgersian say Sacramento? He definitely has in his 40-whatever-year-old life. Just get it on tape. There's 2 outs, 2 quick outs. So here is DJ Owens. He's a non-threat. DJ Owens is a backup catcher. He's a Rule 5 draft pick, and he does nothing with the bat consistently. And I'm going to say that all right before I pitch to him because this is where he'll hit a home run. It's exactly how this works. That's usually how this works. Yeah, if you guys remember when I was playing the White Sox, I was talking about how I didn't understand why they had Boston in the outfield. Grady Boston, I believe was his name. Yeah, Grady Boston. And then he had 4 hits against me after I told him I didn't understand why he was in the majors. And there it is. That's the final out of this one. Nathan Stevenson with a great 1-2-3 inning for the save. We're going to take home the dub after a big 3-run home run in the 8th inning. I hope you guys saw that. 3-run home run from Mason Franklin. I'm now 12-8 on stream. Franklin's my player of the game. I'm pretty sure he had 2. Did he get 2 or 3 hits? They do say it in the names in the location databases, though. You're right.
So that just about does it for Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney.
You like Will Palmer there, Jake? Okay, I'm into that too.
Thanks for watching MLB Network.
Yeah, but I think Moosey's right. I should be on the box, or it should be all the Orioles, because then it's Bacon O's, and then it'll have all the Orioles on the box because they're the O's. I was right about Getz. He did have a walk. I only had 3 of them total, but Getz had 1 of them. Jordan had 1 off the bench, which was an at-bat I was paying 0 attention to. Yeah, Franklin gets the home run. Riddle and Parker also had 1. Bullpen was great at the end. Look at that. I gave up 1 hit after Woodward. Yeah, TJ Reed works then too. You're right. He does have Tatis vibes. He's the guy you build your team around. We'll actually look at those Orioles now since we got talking about this here, Raider and Jake. But here, for Maniac's going to be out 1 to 2 weeks. I'll keep him active for now. I'm just going to save and bounce into my my whip file. So I'll just be 1 second. Let me just save this. Bounce to the main menu. Here we go. Load the roster real fast. I have so many rosters saved right now. And we'll look at those Orioles for you here, Raider. There you go, TJ Reed at the top. 93 overall. He plays second base. Big-time contact bat against both right and left-handed pitching. I just redid his face in the stream roster, too, so he looks better than in previous versions, in my mind. I'll move my face, actually, too, so you can actually see his face. And there you go, yeah, TJ Reed, second baseman for these Orioles. There he is. Quick shot at the batting stance. And there you go. TJ Reed he's the guy you build around. Yeah, ideal leadoff hitter. They sometimes bet him third in franchise for some reason, which I never understand. But he works best in the leadoff spot. And even if you have a guy who's got comparable contact to him with also good vision, like I could see him batting second and have another guy bat first. But he's more of a prototypical leadoff guy. Second, Tyler Alexander or Ty Alexander. Again, he's the middle of the Alexander brothers. Okay. Yeah, the middle of the Alexander brothers. There he's got David Peralta's stance. A big-time power hitter. Doesn't do much against left-handers. Yeah, and then he goes really early, too. Both of these guys go early in fantasy drafts. Young, controllable talent, both of them. Because Alexander's got a 6-year contract, and then Reed only has 1 year in the big, so he has 5 years of control. And then pitching, great pitching. Dean Summers is new, good contact guy, great steals. And then yeah, Raider, don't worry about it. This will be archived as well. You can watch it on YouTube. But just quickly run down the top few Orioles, and then I'll bounce off. Yeah, smart. There's Scott, who I'm talking about, the other power corner. And then, who's the other one there? Corey Kane is the right fielder. I'd say that sliders are completely up to you. If you like it, if it feels good to you, I'd say yes. But you just got to find a slider set that works. You can make your own. I made my own, just adjusting within franchise games. And once you feel like you're being challenged and you're losing, then it works. And if it's realistic as well, like, it's good. But it's a video game, so it's okay if it doesn't feel like how it should feel, kind of thing. I know a lot of people are really hardcore into it, like sliders in general, but just make it so it's hard for you, but not so you're losing all the time. And that's what I did with mine. So again, you can use those as well, but I would just adjust your own, or start off mine and then adjust from there. I wouldn't like strictly be using anyone's sliders. And with that, I'm actually going to sign off. It's only 4:40, so this didn't go too long. But we got through one game. We got to talk about these Orioles real fast. So I'm looking at you, Raider. I want to see Oriole gameplay in the next week. And then if anyone else streams, go ahead and send me a DM or tag me on Twitter or on OS or whatever you feel. I will be watching if you want me to watch. If you tell me that you are playing, I'll try my best to be there. But again, I'm going to sign off now. Thanks for watching. I should be back on Thursday.